Morning or afternoon or night, wherever you guys are at. My name is Robert Strada. Today I'm going to be teaching you best practices for cold calling. Some of my credentials, I've done over 100,000 cold calls in my life. I worked for Grant Cardone's elite sales team, bought more $10,000 programs than I knew what to do with. I've learned probably from every single trainer, been to every single event, all the names you could think of, from Tony to Andy to Cole Gordon, all these guys, okay? So on top of that, I've learned from the elites of the elites, the best cold callers in the world in Grant's organization. And I've also cold called for my business and marketing while I was in active duty military. I'm making cold calls in between my shifts. And on top of that, I've also done door-to-door, solar, roofing. I got shot at actually 9 times while doing door-to-door and solar. Was the most famous door-to-door guy for about a month once upon a time. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I think I need to go back to cold calling. I think I need to go back to remote. So I'm gonna teach you guys everything that I learned. I know for 100% fact it's gonna help you out insanely. You will be at the end of this video. You will know everything you need to know about cold calling. You probably won't even need to read any of the books. Okay. So first thing, okay, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. By the way, I did not invent any of this stuff. I learned this from other people. I will not take credit for other people's things. I learned AMA from Brandon Dawson and Grant Cardone. I will always give credit where credit is due. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember AMA. It's a reason why I put it as number 1. Acknowledge, motivate, ask. Okay? For everything that they say. That is the formula. That is the formula. If you are on a call and you don't know what to say, you're like, no, I can't remember. Like you just, you know what? That's what you stick with. Okay? Acknowledge, motivate, ask. You know, they ask a question. First thing you say, okay? I understand. That's fair. That makes sense. I agree. 1000%. Right? In fact, most of the people that we talk to, they actually say the exact same thing. Now, let me ask you a question. Okay? Robert, I mean, like, what? Can you just tell me, like, honest to God, I'm not 100% sure about what this program is about or if I need it. Completely understand. You know what's funny is, like, I talk to people all the time. They say a very similar thing. I mean, let me ask, what specifically are you looking for in a similar program? Hey, look, Rob, like, I don't know about the price at the end of the day. I really don't. I don't even know if I could fit in the budget. Dude, I'm with you. Like 1,000%. That's fair. Okay. I will literally, I'm telling you, acknowledge. You could also use the word agree is the most important part. I used to have a sheet that had over 50 different ways that I could agree with somebody. That makes sense. 100%, 1,000%. Fair. I understand. Understood. That makes sense. I'm with you. That makes sense. And I would just practice and drill just the acknowledge part. Okay? There's so many ways you can acknowledge. I'm telling you, that's probably the number 1 rule of sales. Agree, acknowledge. Motivating statement. That could be anything. A motivating statement. Totally agree. Like, you know, it's funny. I was actually talking to a guy like literally yesterday, and he said the exact same thing. You know, it's totally agree. You know, with all the people that we work with, it's a very similar situation that they find themselves in when they're concerning themselves with budget. You know, I totally understand what you're saying when you say that, you know, you need to talk to your wife. You know, it's funny. I literally almost always consult my wife whenever I'm talking about anything. It's funny you say that. Let me ask you a question. Would your wife, does she know about the problem that you're having right now with trying to get more leads for the business? Understood. Is there any reason that she would say no? Completely understand. How have you guys made decisions like this in the past? Okay. So acknowledge, motivate, ask. Have a whole sheet of ways you could acknowledge. Have a sheet of ways you could motivate. Have a 10 to 20 questions in front of you and just drill them. I have them memorized. I can just riff them. That's what you can do and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, like, this is something I could do. It's just a fact because I've been doing it for so long. I've had so many calls and I've been challenged so many times. Okay. Next thing. Text and email during the call. During the call. This makes you look like a professional, and multitasking is one of the most absolutely essential things you're gonna need in business. It's one of the most valuable skill sets is being able to multitask. Sir, like, hey, look, you know what? At the end of the day, I actually just texted you over the details for the event. Did you get that? Did you get the syllabus I just texted over you? I'm driving. Completely understand. Go ahead and pull over and pull up that syllabus for me when you have a second. Yeah, I just texted you something. I'm on the phone with you. Completely understand. Throw me on speakerphone, pull that text up, just take a look at the syllabus I sent real quick. And I text you email at the same time with the price, the information, and the dates of the program. So while I'm talking about it, I'm not just a random guy on the phone. You actually can see what it is that I'm talking about. Go ahead and pull that up for me. Throw me on speakerphone. Okay, so I'm texting and calling while I'm on the phone. Another reason why it's important is statistics show, and this is taught by Grant Cardone, it takes 8 to 12 touch points to close 80% of all deals. Okay? If this is the first call that I'm talking to somebody, I'm in my head doing the math. I need 8 to 12 touch points to close this dude. How can I shorten that process? Okay, I need to send him 3 texts. I need to send him 3 emails. That's 6, and I'm calling him right now, and I'm gonna FaceTime him. So that's 8. I just did 8 touch points. I have an 80% chance of closing him. That's how my brain works. You need 8 to 12 touch points. A touch point is a text, a touch point is an email, a touch point is a voicemail, a touch point is a call. Okay, 8 to 12 touch points. Okay. Stop that. Number 3, honesty, transparency, and takeaways. Ethics. You need ethics in sales. You ever hear all those dudes talk like, I'm trying to think of one that's on my head. You hear Jordan Belfort like teaches sales. Ethics. He screwed a lot of people over, did some bad stuff. Sales has a bad name, okay? But we're doing a good thing. We're helping people out, and we're gonna get rich while we're doing it, okay? Otherwise, go work at McDonald's, okay? Honesty and transparency. What does that mean? Hey, look, I'm gonna call it out. Sir, to be 100% transparent with you, this is a cold call, okay? You have my 100% commitment to be totally honest with you right now. So are you open if we just like talk about price right now? If I just tell you? Yeah, 100%. Look, I don't want to hide this from you. Like, the price is $6,000. At the end of the day, like, I don't like when people use that tactic with me. I tell you the price up front so you can think about it for a few days, for the 2 days before the meeting. And let me ask you, I mean, do you have, $6,000 right now that's not allocated to absolute essentials like food, water, rent? Yeah. I hope you appreciate my honesty, by the way. These are all lines. These are all scripted lines. Hey, I hope you appreciate my honesty and transparency, by the way. They're always going to say, dude, 1,000%. You just differentiate yourself from 99% of people, okay? Hey, you have my 100% commitment to be super honest and transparent with you, okay? At the end of the day, takeaway, this might not be the best thing for you. Like, the goal and the objective of the call is to see if this is something that is going to make sense for you. If it's not, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't need your money. The last thing that we want to do is take $6,000 from you, and this is not something you want to do. Dude, thank you so much for being honest with me. Thank you. What would you feel if you were on the other side of that call? Dude, this guy is not some sales, sleazy, slabammy car salesman, okay? So I'm be honest, it's a cold call. I'm be honest, what's some other things? I'm going to be fully transparent with you. You have my whole commitment. Those are some things I take full responsibility for not clarifying that. You have my 100% commitment to do X, Y, Z. All right. Number 4, set a meeting from a meeting. This was taught to me by Hal. I don't know if you would want me to say his last name, but one of my very good friends, Hal, he knows who he is. Prior Air Force recruiter for 10 years. Such an amazing guy. You always set a meeting from a meeting. I don't care what happens. If it is a demo and they're like, hey, follow me up with a week. Absolutely, sir. Completely understand. Listen, 100 things are going to happen between now and next week. Let's go ahead and put an actual time on the calendar before then, okay? Even, I don't know. I don't have my calendar in front of me. A million things can happen between now and then. Completely understand. Let's throw a dart at the board. Let me, I got 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. I can even go as late as 5 p.m. Which one of those works for you? I guess 3 p.m. Completely understand. Any reason you're able to make that call short of a nuclear apocalypse. Got it. Go ahead and confirm that email. Like, I need to set a meeting from a meeting. If I'm on a cold call, and this is a cold call, not a demo, by the way, but you need to set a meeting. If they say, send me an email, sir, completely understand. At the end of the day, if I send you an email, we know people like don't really open those up. Actually what I would say is I'd always agree. Absolutely, sir. I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to send you information, price, everything, okay? What I need, though, is we got to set up a time because I'm just so busy. I'm literally going to take a meeting after this. So otherwise, you won't take me seriously. Like, when is the time we could do that? All right? You just need to find a way to set a meeting for a meeting, okay? Number 5, big claim and hook. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull up some of these. All right? A big claim and a hook could be, hey, look, at the end of the day, I want to get on a call with you so we could talk about how we have added $1 million in businesses exactly like yours in 3 to 6 months. Sir, I want to call, like the reason why I want to get on the call is so we could take your closing rate and we can increase it by 30 to 50% minimum in 1 month. Sir, I need to get in this call for you because I need to show you, okay, exactly how we can double the revenue of your business in a year. Okay? If even half of that was true, and that's a line, by the way, as well. We're gonna go over that in a second. If even half of that was true, when would you have time for me? Okay? Script. Script is very important. Script, you always have your script in front of you. If anybody ever says that they do not have a script and they think scripts are silly, they're an idiot, and you can go ahead and delete their number, block them, and throw their number away. Okay? Just like make sure you give them a good kick. They're an idiot and they don't make any money. Dude, I just riff it. Sales is a process, and you need systems and SOPs. We as humans only have so much willpower, and I need my mind to be in the right location and focusing on the right things. So I need certain things in front of me so that way I can focus all my attention on the customer and I know what I'm saying. All right. Always have a script. All right. Power questions. All right. I'm going to give you some examples of some power questions. These are something you can ask on a call. If the cold call is getting stalled, these are taught to me by Grant Cardone. They're magic cold calling questions that can move the process forward. Okay. Hey, sir, like, let me ask you something. What percentage of what I said do you believe? Well, I don't believe any of it. You know? Of course you don't, man. I'm just a random guy at the other end of the phone. Look, at the end of the day, if I could prove half, just half, of what I just said, that I could double your business revenue, would you owe it to yourself to at least investigate it at a bare minimum? Right? If I could prove half, just half of what I said, would you owe it to yourself to get a call to find out if that information is true? Look, do I have your full attention? That'll always stump somebody. You're in the middle of a cold call. Hey, do I have your full attention? I don't have your full attention, do I? May I get your full attention? Until they say yes, you do not have their full attention. Okay, sir, if I could solve one problem for you, just one, that would be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. What would that one problem be? Man, whew, I don't know. Fully understand, sir. If you did know, what problem would that be? Well, I guess if you could help me with my XYZ, it doesn't matter. You just move the problem forward. People buy for one reason and one reason only, and that is to solve a problem. And I'll say that on the call. You know, if they say, hey, like, I don't have any problems, sir, I clearly understand. People buy for one reason only, and that's to solve problems. So if there's one challenge that if anybody on God's earth solved for you, regardless of it being a cold call, you would take that meeting with them. What is that one problem that they could solve for you that would net hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars? That'll catch someone's attention. All right. So like my program's worth $7,000. What one problem if I solved would make it worth 100 times that? If everything were possible and you couldn't fail, what would you accomplish today? Who could kill my deal? Who in the organization, if they said something negative or positive, could make or break my deal? Those are power questions. Okay, rule number 8. You need nicotine and caffeine in order to make it through your day. No, I'm just kidding. All right. You need Zins. All right. No, number 8, you need all decision makers. Okay. That's obvious. Everybody knows that, but not everybody knows how to ask that. And they ask in very silly ways, or they forget. I'm not going to even talk about people forgetting. I'm going to talk about the ways that you need to ask the question. Okay. You are not going to say, are you the decision maker? Are you the decision maker? Do you make the decisions around here? Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm going to sit this demo with you. No. Okay. How does your company typically decide to work with vendors like me? Oh, well, typically it go through me and my business partner. Oh, got it. Okay. What was his name again? Oh, got it. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're definitely going to want to make sure that he's on the call just for 100% transparency. So you said his name was, what was it? Alex? Alex. Okay, got it. And what's his number? I'm just going for the ask. What's his number? Well, I don't know if I want to include him yet. Completely understand. Yeah, my word, I'm not going to blow up his phone. Look, I'm just going to shoot him a text, and then we're going to see this is something he's interested in. But at the end of the day, if this is something that you truly feel is going to solve XYZ problem, we're going to need him on the phone, so that way I don't accidentally waste your time. So what's his number? Okay, got it. And what's his email? Let me ask you something. You know, how has your company made past buying decisions to work with people like me? That's what I just said. You know, what's your past buying decision process? Well, in the past, we did this. if they bought before without the business partner being present, you don't need him. Maybe he's a silent partner. You brought your wife on the call? You had to consult with your wife before in the last one? Okay. Who else would you need to make a decision like this? Well, I'm the decision maker. Sir, I'm with you. I know you're the big man. I love it. But like, who do you typically run these decisions by? Okay. I'm doubling down. I'm asking 2 questions, right? I understand you're a decision maker. You're the big boss. Who else do you typically run these decisions by before you make like a big choice like this? Well, I typically run it by my wife. Got it. Okay. Double confirm. You need to double confirm the call. Okay. All right, so I got you scheduled for Monday. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, late at night when I want to go to bed. Is there any reason short of a nuclear apocalypse that you won't be able to make that call? No, I'll be able to make it. I'm going to be able to make it. Got it. Okay. I actually just sent you the email with the Zoom link and the calendar invite. I just want to make sure before we pop off. Did you get that? Let me check. Or I'll check when I get off. Completely understand. You got email on your phone, right? I do have email on my phone. Okay, go ahead, pull that up real quick. Check if you got that link. I just want to make sure you got that before we hop off. I got it. Okay, great. Click on yes on the bottom left of that. That way it shows up on your Google Calendar, because a million things are going to be happen between now and Monday. So it'll like shoot you a little text notification, and that way you see in your calendar. So let me know when you did that. Just did it. Great. I just double confirmed. He's showing up, and then I'm gonna text him as well the morning of, or call him the morning of. So customize the cold call. Look, like at the end of the day, if you're doing 100, 200, 1,000 cold calls, this is kind of hard, but I will admit, but don't be lazy. If you are calling only a very limited list of people, and it's a B2B offer, which means that you're calling only so many people, and you need to milk every lead. Take their name, take their number, take their email, paste it in Google Chrome, whatever browser you use. If you use Safari, you're a psychopath. You probably shouldn't watch this video, okay? And then look them up on LinkedIn. Hey, I saw the project that you guys, reason for the call, I saw the project you guys completed on Park Avenue about a week ago. Reason for the call, hey, it's crazy. I just saw that you literally just got promoted as CEO. Congrats, man. That's amazing. Hey, I saw you guys were just in the paper because of that product that you just sold. That's really amazing. A reason for the call was blah, 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 blah. Customize the cold call, okay? Ask. Get a probe. You gotta probe them. You gotta get up in there, all right? Be all up in their business. You gotta be all up in their business. Hey, my services have been around for a while. Why haven't you done something like this already? Have you ever done something like this before? If I resolve all your concerns, would you make a decision to buy? If I handle everything, are you in a position to make a decision? Other than yourself, who needs to be involved? How can you justify investing this much money? Who's relying on you to be successful? How many people are relying on you to make this a success? What is the cost of not doing this? How much longer do you want $6,000 to be a problem? I mean, to be honest with you, like me being a salesman aside here, do you have a better plan than this? If you don't do this, what are you gonna do? If you don't make a change, how bad could it get? Listen, sir, I hate to ask this question, but when do you want to stop dreaming and start doing? Why would you do this? Why else? Why wouldn't you do this? Why else? What's the worst thing that could happen? What's the best thing that could happen? It's $6,000. If that resulted in X, Y, and Z, is that worth it in and of itself? Okay. So it's either you don't believe in us or you don't believe in yourself. Which one is it? Okay. How much of what I said do you believe? If even half of that was true, blah, blah, blah. Would that be worth the $6,000 in and of itself? The rest of it is just us over delivering for you. What do you like? What do you not like? What's the one reason you would do? What's the one reason you would do this? What is the one reason you do this? Well, it's a multitude of things. Completely understand, sir. If there was one reason, why would you do this? Well, I really want the leads that you guys can provide. Understood. And I guess what I can base the rest of the call on? Leads. I'm not going to talk about our follow-up systems and this and that. It's about the one thing that he's like, the one reason I would buy. Okay? What are you afraid of happening? I mean, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of me like taking your money and running? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Look, let's play it out. You give us $6,000, blah, blah, blah. What is it about we're not doing here that you don't believe in? What is your real concern? That's a real good one. At the end of the day, if you don't mind me asking, what's your real concern here? Ask only one question at a time. That is super important. You need to ask only one question. All the time you say something, yeah, I understand. I mean, how long have you been doing this? Like, do you even want to get more leads? You ask 2 questions. Don't do that. 1 question at a time, okay? You do never, ever ask 2 questions at a time. In AMA, acknowledge, motivate, ask, always ask only 1 question, okay? Anything you want to do. You're going to need to repeat yourself. You're going to need to repeat yourself a lot. I learned this one when I was doing solar door-to-door. You have to repeat yourself. I don't care. Hey, I already told them that it's going to get them $1 million. I already told them that it's going to help them out. I already told them that if they pay $8,000, I'm going to get them $200,000 in a month. I understand that. You got to say it over and over again. People are not listening to you. You have to repeat yourself. Okay. Next one is get to the point. You need to get to the point. This one should have been earlier, but if you're going to get to the point when you call them, hey, John, this is Robert, okay? I'm with XYZ. What's up? Reason for the call. Reason for the call. Reason for the call. I'm getting straight to the point. Does that make sense? Is this something you're interested in? All right? I am not going to ask the wrong questions, okay? Where is the next one? Never, ever, ever should you say, ever, how was your day? How are you, John? Hey, this is Rob with XYZ. How are you? You already lost the call, just hang up on yourself. You know? Never ever say that. Did I catch you at a bad time? Did I catch you at a bad time? Never say that, ever. Yes, you did catch me at a bad time. Oh, okay. Then you hang up. Okay, that's horrible. Hey, reason for the call. Hey, this is John with, this is Robert with XYZ. Does that ring a bell? Have you heard my name tossed around? Right? That's one I learned from 30 Minutes to President's Club. Have you heard my name tossed around? Okay. Okay. Number 17. This is more the mentality stuff. I wanted to do the juice first, and the mentality stuff is last. This stuff is the most important. You do not skip this part. Ask yourself the right questions. What is going to get me closer to my goals? What is the most productive activity I could do right now? You need to be asking yourself that question, because you don't want to be a guy who's just zombie dialing, calling 100 leads, and none of them are picking up. You're just calling landlines, leaving messages with gatekeepers and secretaries. No. If I ask myself, what is the most productive thing I could do right now, that allows me to be creative, and I'm committed, and creativity follows my commitment to that question. Okay. Oh, well, if I was really trying to hit my goals, then what I would do is I would call back the lead that just called me back. Well, I'd probably call the meeting that I set tomorrow, and I pull the lead forward. If I really wanted to do this, I would actually not call any of the landlines, and I wouldn't even talk to the gatekeepers. I would just hang up on them. As soon as I hear a gatekeeper, I'd hang up. You know, and I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying you need to ask yourself those right questions. Stay out of your head. Stay out of your head. Okay? There's so many methods you could do. Play music. Right when you're calling, write down your goals. Write down your goals every morning and night. You know, write down, have a piece of paper to start. Like, that's what I do. I just write. I'm like writing, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to have a helicopter, you know, I am strong. I'm a leader, you know, things like that. And it builds in your identity, and you're like, dude, I can make another cold call. One more cold call. One more. You got to stay out of your head. Okay. And be lenient on yourself, for God's sakes, be lenient. Okay. I've made 100,000 cold calls. You can't compare yourself to guys that are like really, really good at it, like Grant Cardone or a buddy of yours that's been doing it. And I'm not even saying me. I'm not even saying like I'm like that great. All I'm saying is be lenient on yourself. Don't compare yourself to people that are doing it for 5 or 10 years. Actually, one of the best things I ever heard was that Grant Cardone said that he's lazy. He's lazy. He said it. He's like, you know, actually, I don't even want to work that hard. Mr. TEDx said that. But when you get him on a cold call, oh, he's on it. Oh, he is on it. He's ripping. He's like, dude, give me 100 more. Let's freaking go. He's got momentum. He's saying the lines. He's got them memorized. He's pushing them. He's probing. He's setting meetings. Okay? He's closing. All right? But that's because he has this muscle built up through pushing very hard. He's been building that muscle for a long, long time. And when he's on the phone, he's like, dude, now all I got to do is I'm just turning on a muscle that I already spent the last few decades building. That's all I'm doing. Okay? Be lenient on yourself. Number 18 and number 19, number 20. You could put those together. Okay? Play games and have fun. Oh my God, just have fun and set a goal. You can combine these two together. This is not optional. This is a direct order. You need to play games and set goals on the call. Dude, how many no's can I get? Let me just tally on my notepad. How many no's can I get today? Okay, how many calls can I get? You know, like freaking, I remember my game used to be how I just wanted to take souls from David Goggins. That was what motivated me. I used to want to think like, dude, what really motivated me was I wanted to be the go-to guy that people were like, dude, how did you set that many meetings? How did you make that many cold calls? That dude said no to you 10 times on the call. How did you get him? That's insane. He literally told you to go F yourself, never call me again, and you set him and closed him. I wanted to be that guy, and I accomplished my goal. I was calling from 6 a.m. in the morning, Mountain, and I called Eastern Standard leads, and I was calling until 11 p.m. at night. Calling like West Coast leads. And I did it. I achieved the goal of being called into my manager's office at Grant Cardone's place, and he said to me, how the hell did you do that many cold calls? Like, what are you doing? I was like, dude, here, look at the stats. Oh wow, you start calling at 6 a.m. into your last cold call until 11 p.m. You know, and I only once in my career hit 1,000 calls in the day, but I can tell you something, that was a big day in the office. So yeah, and listen, at the end of the day, this is some stuff you can do. You need to set goals for yourself on every call. Look, this cold calling session, my only goal is I'm gonna see how imperturbable I could be. Whenever they say no, I'm gonna try to see if I could feel zero negative feelings. My only goal here is I just want to see if I can talk to 10, get 10 connects. That is it, 10 connects. I don't care what they say, I need 10 connects. A connect is an actual decision maker. Okay, I went back and I added these two in. These two are really important. These are two big ones that I went over. So you also need to get answers to your questions, okay? When you ask someone a question, okay, hey, what do you feel like is the biggest challenge? I don't want to say challenge in your business. That's a Cole Gordon blend, by the way. I learned that from Cole Gordon. What do you feel like it is? And then people will say some weird stuff, or they'll dodge the question altogether. You know, it's funny. I mean, I was out in my yard the other day, and I was like walking the dog, and then I did 3 circles and a backflip, and then I smoked a cigar, and I went to Dunkin' Donuts. So at the end of the day, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, I went to Dunkin' Donuts to get a coffee. Did I get an answer to my question? Completely understand. Love the fact you went to Dunkin' Donuts, sir, and you did 3 backflips. Like, what do you? I'm just kind of curious. I take full responsibility for not getting the, you know, if I didn't hear it. What do you feel is the biggest, like, maybe thing we need to improve on in the business? And if people don't give you a satisfactory answer, you ask the same question. I've had asked the same question 5 times in a row before in a call in order to get an answer. What is your problem? What can I help out with? I'll ask in the same way. What is the biggest challenge? What is the biggest, what is the biggest area of improvement, that you feel like you know, oh, I don't have any challenge. Got it. What's something that maybe is a 9 out of 10 that we can turn into a 10 out of a 10? Of course, you're killing it, right? You need to always get answers to your questions, every single one of them. If you ask a question, you always get an answer to it. That should be a cardinal rule. Always get an answer to your questions. You never ever ask a question and they don't answer it, or you give you some half-ass answer and then you skip over it, okay? No, you circle back, you get an answer, okay? You're gonna use that in the close. You're gonna use all of that information and you write it down, you take notes. Next thing you're gonna do, end the call with the excitement and a reminder. John, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm really excited for this because I know I'm a random guy at the end of the call, but whenever people are saying they're having problems with blah, 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 whatever you just said you have a problem with, they get off of this call and they say that this is the moment where it all changed. This is the moment where they're finally able to stop taking calls at night when they're, eating dinner with their wife. This is the call where, like, they say everything changed. So I'm excited for it. And then I'm ending with a reminder, anyway, we're going to talk tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central. Make sure you watch that video, like I just told you, the video sales letter. You're not going to say that. And again, 20-30 minutes. Let me know any other questions you have. Yeah, absolutely. Bye. All right. And by the way, you do want to send them, that was on the other side here, which is that you want to send them a text on the call, and you want to remind them that, hey, I just sent you a video. It's about 20-30 minutes long. It's 10 minutes long, 7 minutes long. Sell them on why they need to watch the video. Listen, that video at the end of the day is going to show you everything we're going to do. It'll answer 90% of your questions. It'll shorten the call that we're going to get on tomorrow, and you can do it yourself. If you watch that video, it'll show you how to do it yourself. Most guys watch that video and they say, hey, you know what? I love it. This is amazing. I can do it myself, but actually I just don't have the willpower or the want. I'll just pay you guys. So we want to deliver value up front. When can you dedicate 20 or 30 minutes to watch that video? Oh, I could watch it tonight. Again, no rush, sir. I just know for me personally, if I don't set aside the time to do something, I'm personally gonna forget. You know what I mean? Yeah, that makes sense. And you know what? Actually, now I think about it, I'll shoot you over some of the testimonials. When you watch somebody's face, I mean, he has a podcast. Go and watch his podcast. Watch Grant Cardone's podcast. Whenever you see someone's face that says, "Hey, I was," describe his exact situation. When I'm a 30-year-old plumber and I was dealing with this problem for 10 years and I made $1 million in 1 year. It kind of really like fires a butt. It lights a fire under your butt that like I need to get after this and I need to move quick. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. Again, like that's at least how I sell myself on things. So anyway, yep, I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central. Make sure to check out that video. Talk soon. Have a great day. And that's it. All right. So this is going to be a part of a whole cold calling series. If you like this video, please, I'm going to put the video somewhere up here. You need to watch that as well. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.